Hello everyone. My name is Chadwick and I'm from the team Alexander the Great. And today we have got a project that is going to help farmers. And you know that farmers face the problems of pests every year. You know that the pest destroys the crop and the big corporations sell expensive fertilizers and the pesticides. So how are we going to replace these two problems with a much sufficient solution? Let's know. First things first, we got to know about baculoviruses. What are these? Baculoviruses are a group of viruses which only infect pests. They do not infect mammals, humans, reptiles or birds. They only infect the larvae of these pests. And they are also pest specific, so they don't infect butterflies, bees or ladybugs, which are harmless to the nature. They only infect pests which are harmful to the nature, such as you know about the groundhopper and the beetles, the Japanese beetle, which every year infects the tomatoes. Then we have the Texan potato beetle, which affects the potato crops. So, how is it going to do that? First thing first, we need some investment because without investment, nothing can happen. So, we would get proper investment from government or from NGOs to get this project going on. After this project has been going on, we would research about how to make this baculovirus that is currently being used not at a big scale but at a small scale. How to make this baculovirus such mutant that it does not affect the humans as it's proven, but it infects the pest so much so that the pest populations drop, and they drop to a 90% rate. So what are we going to do? We will do the research, and the goal is to make an eco-friendly virus that is going to help the nature by destroying these. So next one. Baculoviruses mainly target caterpillars, beetles and other pests which infect crops. So when the larvae, this is a larvae diagram, when the larvae eats the virus infected leaves, it would get the virus, and the virus would destroy its cells that produce growth hormones and also play a reproductive role. So it would effectively destroy the larva's role in reproductivity and the species expansion. So at much rate, it would be extinct in future, like in 2 or 3 years, it would get extinct. So let's get to the next one. We also know that it's a good thing, but here's some catch. Viruses can become mutant, and these mutant viruses are more than dangerous than anything else. But what are we going to do? Viruses can sometimes mutate, but baculoviruses are such viruses that don't mutate. And what are we going to do if they mutate, if after the bite? So what are we going to do? We should monitor them 24/7 so that if any mutant enters the system, we are going to destroy it, and we are going to learn from scratch, make it from scratch. This idea of an antivirus, we are going to make an antivirus, is not like we are going to make a literal antivirus. We are going to make a control strategies to control this virus from becoming a mutant, and this has been effective in many countries. So we are going to make updated formulations and regulations for it. So the next one is what are going to be results? What are going to be the results for this? Biopesticides like baculoviruses reduce the need for toxic chemical pesticides and the chemicals, and they reduce the cancer rates that happen in humans every year due to these pesticides and fertilizers, and they are going to reduce it by 50 to 60% every year if we are going to develop these baculoviruses. Next thing is health risk. I have told you about that, they will plummet. The natural balance between these species would become good. It would not become like the pesticides and fertilizers infect the good and bad both species. But this virus is only going to infect the bad, not the good one. So at last, It promotes sustainable and organic farming techniques so that it may help our Bharat to become Atmanirbhar and effectively helping all the farmers in every country, in every nation on earth. Thank you.